Oh man. Okay, yo guys, yo guys, what is going on? Today we're gonna be. This is basically like a follow-up video to that video that I made roughly 2 weeks ago about Storm 5 being revealed at TGS, the Tokyo Game Show, because Bandai it was revealed that they would have like this mysterious time slot at the event, and everybody thought, since it's that like at the end of the event or something, that it will be a big announcement, a new game, and everybody thought that. So everybody was like, yeah, it's Storm 5, no doubt about it. And on that same day, basically, Senju in Japan said how, Storm 5, they're implementing some really big mechanic. He said how the game would get pushed back by several months, but I thought he was talking about the release of the game and not the announcement, but he later said how he was in fact talking about the announcement getting delayed. And at that point, I mean, I think he deleted that tweet, but he definitely said it. So, at that point, I was already like, okay, so there's no way that basically Storm 5 is going to be revealed during this Tokyo Game Show, right? But I still kind of had my hopes up or something. I don't really know. I thought, okay, maybe this is going to be Xenoverse 3 or something, or at least some new game. But what we got was actually Dragon Ball Kakarot. It's a new DLC, like a Bardock DLC, and it's really funny how the trailer for this DLC starts with Goku crying, like you hear a baby crying, and I'm like, this isn't a baby crying, this is just like thousands of Storm players crying at this announcement. So now some people are attacking Senju, saying how he's a scammer, he's lying, but I need to just, get something out of the way. Senju in Japan has a really clean track record. He's very reliable. He was spot on for, well, basically everything for Demon Slayer, for some mobile games, for Shinobi Striker. He knew that Sasori would be revealed, and basically a lot of things, very specific things. And I personally don't see what he would gain, what he would have to gain from lying, because he hasn't uploaded a video on his channel in a long while. So I don't think he's getting any money. I don't even know if he's monetized. I'm guessing he is, but I don't see what he could gain from all this. Plus, Storm is still technically kind of a niche series, kind of, but not really. So I don't really see what he would have to gain, because if Storm 5 was, if it was basically proven that Storm 5 wouldn't come out, that it was all fake, I think he would have a lot of haters, a lot of people hating on him, and I don't see why he would want that, because a lot of people would probably unfollow him and stuff like that, and he would be risking his quote-unquote career or something, if you could call that a career. But anyway, unless he's a troll who, enjoys that, like he said, he's not, I don't see it happening. So I think that Senju is definitely spot on. I don't know what this mechanic could be, or this new feature that is so big that it will push the game back by several months. But there is a new reason for hope, a silver lining, if you will. The hope I'm referring to it lies within the fact that Storm 4 was announced during Jump Festa. Was it 2014? I can't remember. 2015? I completely forgot. I know it was 2014. But I think a lot of Storm games were revealed during Jump Festa, because, it's simply how it is. So, basically, last Jump Festa was a disaster. Or was it the one before that, when CC2 basically just said, yeah, we released Momoshiki and Kinshiki 8 months ago, the DLC, and nothing else. But yeah, I think Senju said how Storm 5 would definitely be announced by the end of the year. And if this is correct, if this feature delayed the announcement, which was supposed to happen during the Tokyo Game Show, let's, hypothetically assume that, then I'm guessing, since Jump Festa is in December, like mid-December, I think it's on the 18th of December, it would make perfect sense for Storm 5 to be revealed then. Because you got September, October, November, and half of December, you got a lot of time, to work on whatever the hell you got to work on, the feature or whatever, and then announce the game. I think that would be perfect. It would definitely be, by the end of the year, and it would just add up, So I'm genuinely hoping, fingers crossed that this will be the case. If it turns out that Storm 5 does not get announced during Jump Fest in December, then I can totally see why some people would have, reason for concern and might start attacking Senju even more vehemently, but I still, like I said, he's definitely not at fault here. Storm 5 is definitely in the making. It's just that CC2 might delay the game. Oh, by a lot, because they already delayed, like, if you remember, they delayed Storm 4 by, was it a year? Was it half a year? I don't remember, but I clearly recall the game. Well, I remember that the game was supposed to come out in 2015, but it ended up coming out it was released in February 2016. So, yeah, that's essentially it. I'm not really sure what else to say. Whatever this feature is, I'm hoping it doesn't ruin the game. I'm hoping they've learned from their mistakes, even though they have this reputation for not doing so. But and I just hope that no matter what happens, this game ends up getting support in the future, because out of all the anime games out there, Storm 4 is the one game that got zero support. And when I say support, I mean updates, I mean everything. Jump Force had more DLC. Okay, the game was kind of discontinued, if you will. It was removed from Steam. But if you look at Xenoverse 2, like, hats off to Xenoverse 2. Those developers, I think they got a lot of passion, and like the game came out in 2016, just like Storm 4, and this game is still getting updates, still getting DLC whenever there's a movie, a new anime arc, hell, maybe even the manga, I don't know. They always update the game. They always give new characters, and that is insane. I'm not a fan of Xenoverse, and I can see how, making a character in Xenoverse is not, the characters don't have as much quality and detail as, Storm characters, but it's still amazing that they, even bother to do this. You know what I mean? So, hats off to Xenoverse, and it's not just Xenoverse. If you look at it, fighting games in general, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, every game out there gets DLC. And when I say DLC, I mean playable characters, because that's the most important thing. But for Storm, the only thing we got was, we got 3 Season Pass DLCs, 2 of which were just costumes and old costumes, and Team Ultimate Jutsus, which, yeah, they look amazing, but you're not very likely to even land them. And there was only one Season Pass DLC, the last one, the third one, that had 4 characters, which were like the Sound 4, which should have been in Storm 1. They had so many like opportunities to add these characters, like Storm 1, Storm Generations 3, Revolution 4, but they didn't. They added them later, and it's like, all right. They later gave us Road to Boruto, which was an expansion that gave us 2 new Borutos, 1 new Sarada, Mitsuki, a new Naruto, a new Sasuke, and Mecha Naruto from Storm Revolution. They didn't even give us Momoshiki and Kinshiki, even though they were almost fully playable. Like, we had they had their entire movesets. They only needed to give them ultimate jutsus and grabs, and a cinematic finisher for their neutral combo. But they didn't, and they left it for later, for much later. So, we didn't get any updated movesets. They didn't nerf anything. They nerfed the wrong characters. They didn't balance anything. They didn't fix the most jarring issues. And modders ended up doing a better job than them. So, honestly, Storm 4, what happened to that game is completely tragic. And it's completely unfathomable to me, because it's their best-selling game. And they know it. Yet they didn't give it any support. Not in terms of like new content or updates or patches or anything. It was always something that was like it was just completely immaterial. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just hope they don't do that. For Demon Slayer, they've been doing a better job. I know they've been releasing characters, which is what matters most. Also, regarding character creation, I feel like I have an obligation to elaborate on this, on my because I've been getting comments with regard to my stance on character creation. So let me explain what I meant. So I don't have anything against character creation as a concept. I think it's a great concept. It can be very creative, and a lot of people, they want to make their own character. Want to make a lot of things. Like, oh, I'm gonna make my character be a part of the Uchiha. Shinobi Striker has this. Like, you have a lot of people who are like, a lot of characters who are like black, and they have like Sharingan and Rinnegan and all that stuff. I'm not entirely acquainted with how it works in Shinobi Striker. I really don't like that game, but like in most cases, character creation is never something that I did well. Soul Calibur, for example, is renowned for its character creation because you can make anything. You can make Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff like that. You can make literally anything, but it's still mostly cosmetics, right? And cosmetically, sure, you can make a different skin for your character. You can maybe choose a clan, their height. You can do a lot of things for customization. Like, you can make, like when it comes to like the skin, the color of your skin, the color of your hair, eyes, clothing, you can add millions of options. And this is obviously great. It's nice. It's always nice to have something like that. And I have nothing, absolutely nothing against this. But what I'm skeptical about, what really concerns me is how this would actually work in, especially for online, for ranked, because you would have normal characters from, the story, like playable characters, and then you would have your own character who has his own moveset, right? So how exactly would this character's moveset work? I would imagine that you would have to design their moveset, but just how much leeway, how much freedom would you have to design their moveset? Now let me explain. Like, surely they won't let you design your own ultimate jutsu and make new animations, because, how would an ultimate jutsu work for your own character? Like, how are you going to design that? You can only... Well, maybe they'll give each clan about 2 ultimate jutsus, and then you gotta pick one, because there's no way you can create your own ultimate jutsu, like create your own animation. That is simply out of the question. That is insane. Also, I fail to see how combos would work, because combos consist of multiple hits, and it's all, multiple animations, like different punches, different kicks. I doubt you would be able to choose your own animations for each hit, and, choose the cinematic finisher for the end of each combo. Like, that would take an unfathomable amount of time, and I don't think it's ever been done before, and I don't think it will ever be done. So I'm assuming that if character creation was a thing in Storm, you'd probably have some default moveset, maybe for each clan or something, and you could only customize your character's skin and jutsu. Like, you can pick a water dragon, fireball, chidori, or something like that for each element. But, I genuinely doubt they'd give you an option to choose between different ultimates, designing your own grab, designing your own moveset completely. And at the end of the day, I think this takes too much effort. So as a result, they might end up spending too much time focusing on creation and not the other aspects of the game, like giving us more playable characters and such, because they could use that as an excuse. And, it's like CC2 already does a really bad job in nerfing and balancing characters. Like, some characters are so broken, it's actually unfair. Like, the game is unplayable. They're banned in tournaments. Now, imagine if you had character creation and the ability to pick any jutsu, awakening, moveset, and design your own hits. Like, imagine if you could just choose your own hitbox and make all of your combos hit like Neji's combos, or Yugito's combos, or Storm 3 Kakashi, or all these characters that have insane range. That would already be incredibly broken, and I think it will probably be banned from ranked. That's that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, if it was possible, I think it would be broken as hell. That's just my 2 cents. So, I'm just saying this because there have been people who have very politely, we've had a very polite discussion under my previous video on that, but I also had some hostile comments, very schizophrenic. And look, I always encourage people to comment under my videos. It really brings me joy to see people just commenting under my stuff, giving their own opinion and sharing it. And I am open to all forms of criticism as long as it's, not presented in a hostile way. But this was like an exception. This guy was, I'm gonna cover their name, but yeah, it's just, yeah.
Sorry, but it's just you! I Adobe games where you cannot create your own characters, including anime games! I would rather be immoried into the universe by having my own unique character than Kisnatanti using same old pre-made tractors. That's literally being lazy. You are twisting facts. They are less lazy. They create custom characters than when creative, already known, already limited, already seen characters form the universe! You really do have twisted sense of thinking what's lazy and what's not! We literally asked for an open world RPG Naruto game where you can create your custom character Skyrim style, where if you want, you can go through story, but experiencing the same event but with your own custom tractor, fighting alongside characters that are set for the story. Then if you don't want, you can just roam and do stuff in Naruto World! We've been asking and pleading for that type of game for over a decade!
So yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm just hoping that, that Demon Slayer, that Storm 5 gets announced in, during Jump Festa. So, yeah. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you disappointed that, we got Kakarot, some Kakarot DLC during TGS? Were you expecting this to be, Storm 5? Because as soon as Senju said it's going to be, the announcement was going to be delayed, I immediately knew, yeah, this isn't happening. So I'm not really that underwhelmed or disappointed. So yeah, but you might not be like that. You might have a different, you might feel a different way. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. And yeah, see ya, peace out, and have an amazing day.